We start off with Bond visiting Tracy's grave.
I know, and that's the first time he's acknowledged her in a while.
Yeah. Obviously he didn't love her very much. That grave's a bit shit, isn't it?
It's terrible.
Yeah, you'd give her like a grandiose tomb, wouldn't you?
It's horrible, and the graffiti on it that he wrote is terrible.
Yeah.
Dead bitch.
Also, we got the gun barrel with the added cowbell. With Bill Conti.
Oh, I think the reason why I really like this film, because it's not a particularly amazing Bond film, but I think it is because of Bill Conti. Because I've never heard. I think, except for maybe a theremin, he used every other instrument that he could find.
Yes.
He put an orchestra, I'd imagine in like a cargo ship container, with every instrument in the world.
Yeah.
Flew that cargo container over to Cairo, put it on top of a pyramid, let it roll down the steps and recorded the fucking noise. Because everything's in it. It's even got a moment which is based on flugelhorns, which is stunning.
Yeah.
More flugelhorn. Fuck more cowbell. Yeah. More flugelhorn.
More flugelhorn.
It's got flugelhorns in it.
Yeah.
And bongos.
But when Bond's visiting his grave...
Yes.
His wife's dead grave...
Tracy.
Oh.
I'm Bond and this is Tracy.
Tracy.
Hello. I see you know his nibs then. I don't know where he bloody goes.
Sorry, she's been drinking again.
I'll have another Campari, please. What are you having, love? Oh, I'll have a vodka. No, you bloody won't. You'll have a bitter like everyone else. Honestly, comes in people's houses, asks for things they haven't got. Rude.
That explains the grave. But a priest comes out and tells them that he's needed at HQ for something very important.
And then proceeds to give him his last rites. Which you think, that's a bit portentful.
If I was Bond, after I'd done what I did in a minute, I'd go back to that priest and I'd kick him right in the balls.
Duff him up a bit.
Definitely.
Duff him up a bit and then do a joke like, God hates you.
You know who should have played...
bleak joke when he kills him. Not actually a pun, but on burn in hell.
You know you should have played that priest, don't you?
Go on.
Peter Butterworth.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so he gets in the helicopter and he's being taken to an location. He's being watched.
He is.
By Blofeld, we assume.
But
or
not for legal reasons it's not, but clearly it is.
Could be NTV. And you're on now. James Bond, you thought you were going on a mission. Now...
So No Lemons has got him and a gotcha.
The Wurzels are coming round and you're going to sing a song with them.
He gets gunged at the end. By Mr. Blobby. Oh
who's actually in that wheelchair.
Tipping Mr. Blobby down a chimney. Oh, if only.
Blobby!
Come on, children in need. You can do this.
Yeah. They've done worse.
This is the most bizarre pre-opening sequence for any Bond film ever.
Well, also dark as well.
Yeah, it's really
bizarre,
dark.
But he literally tips a disabled man down a chimney.
I know.
Yeah.
And isn't there a sound effect of like...
Yeah. Because he goes, Mr. Bond. So after the credits, we then get this boring bit with the bloke having a fag on a boat.
Oh, I know.
The Greek fishing boat.
So they're like hauling out sardines to cook for lunch and they accidentally catch a landmine. He's a big sea anemone, this one.
It's a big fat fish, this
Look,
one.
he's angry, he's a ticking.
But this bloke, you'd give up smoking, wouldn't you? Because he has to smoke, then he has to go back in, down some stairs, through a door, through another door.
Right.
To keep it a secret door.
That's a lot to do as an actor, isn't it?
Go back in, then get handcuffed to a computer.
Terrible.
The attack.
Yeah, the attack, which is all attack.
That's right.
It's almost the ATAT.
Yes.
All-terrain attack transport.
All-terrain attract cat.
The all-terrain attract cat.
Attract cat.
Now see here, Bond, this thing can attract cats for 4,000 miles.
If that were to fall into enemy hands.
Oh, that's what I call pussy galore. Now you can't even mention her. She's not in it anymore.
Sid James is suddenly in it now.
Yeah, I'm M. Actually, I'm P. Well, I would be, wouldn't I?
I should say as well, before we meet Bond, is when Melina goes to her parents' boat.
Oh, yeah. There's the sort of, and you don't really know what that's all about, but basically they get shotted.
They do. They're
by plane.
They're like sea archaeologists, aren't they?
They are, but they're sort of spies as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're working on a secret mission to find this boat.
That's right. Yeah.
And Hector Gonzalez shoots them.
Yeah, and she's very upset.
Very.
You did my mum and dad.
Because she brings them presents. She brings her mum a dress and her dad a book.
She does, yeah.
The book's probably Wicked Willie.
I reckon the dress has already got hose in it for the bullets to go through.
But the
book's called How Not to Get Shot.
Yeah.
And then she's literally into the camera, what a mistake to make her! Because she's also Italian.
Of course. Well, the M&S won't take that dress back with blood on it, will they?
No, they won't. No. Well, no, M&S are pretty good with returns.
Yeah, do you reckon?
Do you mind if I return this? It's been shot to shit and it's covered in blood. Certainly, madam. Got a receipt? Yeah, I have, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so Bond goes to see Grumpy M, and he basically asks him if he knows anything about it.
And he really does.
He really knows everything about it.
He really knows his onions, doesn't he? And I think that also annoys him.
Yep.
Because he's a know-it-all.
Yeah. You fucking...
Oh, little swat.
But he has to go. He's been told to go and have a look at Hector Gonzalez.
Yes. Yeah.
So he heads out on in the Red Lotus, which as a child... very excited about.
Yes, of course. And you think, wow, this is going to be brilliant. Oh, they're not going to use it at all.
No.
Bond film. What was wrong with the old Aston?
Well, there was nothing wrong with the old Aston, actually, but Lotus is really a car for today, isn't it? I mean, or tomorrow, and Bond films are about today and tomorrow.
All right.
Not yesterday, you know.
Controversially, though, this is one of the ladies here.
Yes.
Was
not a lady.
A lady boy.
Yeah, Caroline Cossey. This was her name. Yeah, and she got a job as one of the extras in this scene. And she was outed by I think it was the News of the World with the headline, Bond girl is a Bond boy. Yeah. But there you go. But she was proud of it all and proud of her transition. She said, because I was reading about it today, that after her transition in her surgery, she went a bit wild because she'd finally got to the place where she wanted to go and had a lot of fun parties and had a brief romance with Des Lynam.
What?
Des Lynam? No. Des Lynam.
Don't know what happened. We'll keep it up our sleeves because we're going to show you all that, as I say, a little bit later on.
But there's someone else at this party. There's a mysterious man called Locke. He's paying Gonzalez for his job.
Right, and he paid him to kill Melina's parents, didn't
Yes.
he, in the plane that returns, okay. So Bond immediately gets captured, and then immediately, what does he do? He just sort of wrestles out of the minion's arms and runs away.
Well, it's because Melina's in the bushes, isn't she, with her crossbow.
That's it, and the girls all go, oh, my breasts have seen this murder! Yeah, which is what James Bond's all about. And then James Bond's girl goes, well, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And I really love this stunt. But then, after a bit of chasing, he
bumps into Melina. She's wearing like a beekeeper's mask.
And there's a fantastic bit in the music where he goes fiddle diddle 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 diddle.
Yeah. So that's kind of her theme, isn't it?
Yeah, and then he very quickly says to her something like, I don't know who you are, but follow me.
Yeah, and then we see his car blow up, and he literally drops his car keys on the floor and goes, well, we better take your car.
And he does this amazing quadruple take.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what holy hell is this?
And what music does it play? She's got a little yellow Citroen CV.
Beautiful. And this is, I think, another reason why I love For Your Eyes Only. Because, as again, it's not the best Bond film in the world. No. But I think this entire sequence is absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
This is amazing.
Remy Julien and his men.
And they're using proper old gangster black sedan-y sort of cars, guns, etc., etc. And James has to sort of use this 3-gear stick little Citroen yellow French CV. Oh, it's amazing.
It really is.
And there's so many beautiful little moments in it. The car going upside down and spinning.
Landing in the olive tree.
Landing in the olive trees. And it clips the top of another car where he takes a shortcut because all the roads in Greece are really windy. It's just got so many beautiful bits. And he even gets helped by the locals at one point, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I love all that. And the bit driving through the olive groves also has one of my favourite ever moments in film because it's a really bad edit point that they didn't address, where Bond turns around to Melina and just goes, love a drive in the country, don't you? And she goes to laugh, but I think the car goes over a bump.
Yeah.
So what she actually does is she goes... and it's still there.
Yeah.
And I love it. Love a drive in the country, don't you? Like maybe he's already going, oh dear, I think this woman's got mental problems. So open the side door. Out you go.
Thanks for the car.
Thank you for the car.
But then he speaks to Melina about her,
Yes.
If you're going to go into revenge, you have to dig 2 graves.
Yeah, and that's...
Unless you're killing 4 people, then you need to dig 8 graves.
Just dig one and just dig a bit deeper.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do. Have a cremation, it's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she says, you wouldn't understand, I'm half Greek. What does that mean?
Well, actually, I'm half. I don't know what Roger would be half.
But it's tenuous at best.
Yeah. He really loved working with her as well.
Yes.
This actress, and said he thought that she was one of the most naturally beautiful Bond girls he ever worked with.
Yeah.
One of the loveliest people to ever play a Bond lead. The fact that she became the face of Chanel should prove that.
Angry M says to him, well, you should go down to the Identigraph.
Go down to the fucking basement, Bond!
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
That's basically what he says.
Keep your hair on.
Yeah. So he goes down to see Q in the basement.
Q's also furious. What is it now, Bond?
Yeah.
With his insane bratwurst hands
Bratwurst
that I now
hands.
can never not see
No.
because you've blazoned it onto my psyche.
Sorry about that. But he does the Identigraph.
And of course, the only way to really get the identity of this man is not by what he looks like at all, but by what he wears.
Yes.
A pair of octagonal glasses. Which are not easy to find.
No. But I love that when they finally get the picture of him, it starts off as
That's
like a
him.
drawing, and when he prints it out, it's a photograph.
It's a photograph, yeah. It's beautiful.
Perfect, Q.
Thank you, Q.
Just, we had the photo on file, sorry.
Exactly. It's just really big old A4 clunky files. So they identify the hired assassin, so Bond is off.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bond knows that Locke is in Cortina,
There you go.
so he goes to meet his contact Ferreira.
Yeah,
When he meets him there, he tells him about how there's a man in the town who knows everything.
that's right. A wise old sage
Yeah,
like
Christatos.
Christatos.
Played by Julian Glover.
Who's great.
He's brilliant.
I think he's a really good villain, and he's really understated as a villain. And I think, again, this is obviously their decision. Let's just pare it all down a bit. He's a villain, and he's not... doesn't dress like a mental person, doesn't
No.
have a mental lair.
No, absolutely.
Doesn't have... I can't even remember what he wants to do. It's just, like, get everyone on drugs or something.
Just drugs. He's just drug
Drugs,
smuggling.
and also
Yeah.
sell the...
Sell the attack to the Russians.
Yeah, sell that to the highest bidder, because it's all about naval plans, isn't it?
It
And
is,
stuff like that.
yeah.
So that's it. So he's sort of like a low-rent villain, really.
Yeah. But so Bond goes to meet him.
Yeah.
And here we meet his ward, Bibby.
Bibi, who in real life got, like, second prize in a novice ice skating contest.
Yes.
So Bibi takes a shine to Bond immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah, and now, hats off to James, who normally, as we know, likes to
Have a sex with the
have
ladies.
sex with ladies.
With the ladies.
Cons with the ladies.
The ladies.
And this time he's like, oh, no, jailbait.
Yeah.
Not doing that.
She's definitely like some sort of sting operation, isn't
I
she?
know, yeah, just literally operate.
And then they get there.
She's already got the bossy lady going, no,
Yeah.
you won't have sex with anyone and you'll ski and skate forever.
Yeah.
She's all bossy.
She is.
I'd like an ice cream. No, you'll have spinach all night. That sort of person, like a really mad governess.
Yeah.
And again, there's this bit's a bit saggy. It doesn't, there's all, sorry, you're, and who are you? And I'm meeting you.
When I was a kid, I had no fucking idea what was going on.
I
in
still
this.
really don't. And he meets Melina again. The assassins again are now trying to kill her.
Yes.
There's a nice little bit where he just shoves a plank of wood under a bike.
Yeah, and he goes, because he nips into a florist to have a
right.
look.
Have a look.
And then when they try and kill her, he gets them all and he sends one biker through the florist window.
And then just goes, send the lilies to his missus.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
That's right. But he talks her into leaving.
Yeah.
Which she does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've got to get some more plot in.
Yeah. So Bibby wants him to come with her to go and watch Kriegler,
That's right, her
the
favourite.
one she fancies,
Yeah.
who does some sort of like triathlon.
Yeah, but
It's a funny kind of triathlon.
So it's
where he's
half skiing, half shooting.
Half shooting.
And half murdering James Bond.
half murdering James Bond. But he gets there with Bibby and then goes, anyway, I'm going now.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, all right.
It's like dropping off a parcel.
Yeah. And then Kriegler attacks him.
Attacks him. And this is all mad, just mad music. It's all bongos to denote time. And then... It's just utterly mad.
Yeah.
And it goes on and on and on. It's literally like a Brian Eno experimental music piece.
It's great, though.
But I love it.
He gets chased all the way to that ski jump. And one of Locke's men is Charles Dance.
Yes, we see Charlie dance, don't we?
Yeah,
Going,
young and
this is my career so far.
not going too bad, is
He
it?
would have been great in Bond in any capacity, wouldn't he?
He would have been a good Bond
Would have
villain.
been a brilliant Bond villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bit too young at this point, but
Yeah, but or even a henchman.
I'd have
If
loved
he's
him.
got the height and the gravitas. He would have
Instead
been a
of-
mad henchman.
instead of Jonathan Pryce in Tomorrow Never Dies, Charles Dance would have been much better.
He could have been a really psychotic German henchman called Hands Everywhere. With his cold blue eyes.
Or hands that do dishes. And then Kriegler and him have this like face-off, but he decides instead to pick up his bike and throw it.
Yeah, well, because he tries to shoot him and he realises his gun had been bent.
Yep.
And that's when he chucks the bike at him like, oh, fuck off! And
then Bond skis off.
Bond just goes, oh, piss off.
And this is when
Ferrero Rocher.
This
is when Ferrero Rochers are offered.
He gets
to
found,
everyone in the film.
He gets found dead with a dove brooch.
Yeah, little dove pin, which is quite vital. Because he's called the Dove, so he just...
It's because he shits a magician's hats.
It's because he lives on Trill. And that's what Christatos is smuggling. Trill.
Trill.
I control all the trill in the world.
Is that much of a commodity? So he goes to the restaurant.
Yes, that's right.
Christatos stages... Oh, no, sorry, it's Columbo.
Columbo, which is...
Topol.
Topol.
But Columbo is with Cassandra Harris.
Yes.
Who is Mrs. Pierce Brosnan.
Right.
And
she's like a little informant, isn't she?
Yeah, well, they stage an argument.
That's right.
And Bond is with Christatos.
Yes.
Christatos is like, oh, trouble in paradise.
Hello. Gonna go and have a word with the missus?
Yep. So he offers to drive Cassandra Harris home.
Yes, right.
And
their home is now on a beach somehow. So is this still Cortina?
Yeah.
Or does he pop on a plane and go somewhere?
He gives the best cover story ever.
What's
he
that?
says, I'm writing a book about Greek smugglers.
Oh, that's right.
Are you? That's a very...
I'm writing a book about Christos being the evil guy in my life. You don't say.
It's cool for your eyes, isn't it?
I'd like to probe you for more information.
I'm writing a book about me liking blowjobs. But they go back to hers, and it turns out she's putting on an accent. She's actually from Manchester.
She's a Manc.
Yeah.
Chavy, I'm not out here, Chavy.
And then he goes, oh, well, never mind. And has sex with her.
And then in the morning, they go for a walk on the beach.
And this is horrible as well.
Yeah.
Again, this is the other thing about this film. 3 genuinely upsetting deaths.
Yeah.
This is number 2. The first one, tipping a disabled man down a chimney.
Yep.
Number 2, run over by a dune buggy.
Which are, traditionally a vehicle of fun.
They are. They're not...
Yeah. They're not methods of murder.
They are. Yes, you're right.
You wouldn't have them in Cluedo.
No.
In the library with
Professor
the
Green
buggy.
in the solarium with the canoe. Exactly. It just doesn't happen, does it?
That would be a vast game, though, wouldn't it?
Mrs. White.
Up a tree.
In the cocktail bar. With a zip line. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A dune buggy is somehow nastier.
Also, the stunt's very good. I mean,
Yeah,
it
it's
looks convincingly horrible.
It looks really dreadful. Like, I can imagine there's just dredged up red sand skidding behind the wheels as it goes off, and Bond's just sort of like, oh, well, the crabs will take care of that.
I wonder if the chippy is still open.
He doesn't make a joke, does he?
No, he doesn't. Charles Dance is about to kill him.
That's right.
And then, arrow in the back. Out of the water come Columbo's
Here she comes. Yeah, oh yeah, it's not Melina.
No, not Melina. It's Columbo's men.
Well done.
And Bond, and he sees that they've all got white doves on them.
That's right, and he thinks, hello.
Oh, fuck.
I'm done for.
And then he gets knocked out.
Yeah, so in a sense, he is done for, isn't he? And you think, that's it now.
James Bond will not return.
James Bond will not return in Octopussy.
Next week.
At the same time, not next week.
Coming up now on BBC One. Arthur C. Clarke's Disco Championships. Good evening, I'm Arthur C. Clarke. Not many people know I love a disco. I'm here in Stevenage.
Well, next on BBC Two, a surprise in the schedules. It's Barry Norman's Jousting. Good evening, welcome. Not many people know that I like jousting.
But Bond wakes up on Columbo's boat.
He does.
And they've changed his clothes for him. He's now wearing these little pressed blue slacks.
So there might have been a henchman like, oh, I'll do that. Don't you worry. Slip you out of that and pop you in them.
But then Columbo says to him, look, you think I'm the bad guy.
Just one more thing, he says.
Patrick McGowan comes in.
And it was Topple's idea to constantly be chewing pistachios through this. He thought that was a nice little motif for him.
To be fair, it is.
Yeah.
It's unusual.
Apparently the sound and the camera guys hated it.
Right, of course.
Because he kept on crunching nuts through all the people's dialogue.
But yeah, Columbo says to him, you think I'm the bad guy. I'm not.
I'm not.
Let me prove to you that Christatos is the baddie.
Yeah.
We're going to one of his warehouses full of drugs.
That's right. So he reveals that he's a goodie.
Yeah.
He's a double-crossing goodie trying to get the baddie Christatos. And is this where he shows him the drugs and he puts his finger
Well, they go
in?
to the warehouse.
They go to the warehouse,
and
yeah.
he dips his finger in and says, raw opium.
Raw opium. And then the next half hour is like, fucking hell! He starts tripping. Just like completely naked ice skating. Oh, da, 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 da. If you like a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. You all right, Roger?
Oh, yes.
Was that heroin real? Oh, yes. Told you we're going gritty, this one. Just like the idea of Bond having a really mad half hour. Oh, fuck!
So they go to the warehouse and Bond chases after Locke.
Yeah.
And they have this wonderful chase where Locke's driven off.
Yes.
But Bond runs up about 400 steps like Rocky. But he jumps out from this, when the car's drive through a bridge, jumps out and...
Yeah.
Now, this is the bit that Roger was upset about.
This is death number 3, because this is cold and calculating even for Bond.
Which Roger said his Bond would not do.
Yeah, but that's weird because he said his Bond, and apparently John Glenn said, well, it could be anyone's Bond, mate. And he was basically told, no, you're going to do this. And he was persuaded eventually.
John Glenn talked him round by saying, yes, you're booting the car, but... when you throw the pin in,
that's tipping,
probably what tips it over.
It's tipping the weight, and also that's comedic in the sense of like very much like a cartoon. Oh, one more thing. It's like Mr. Creosote having the wafer thin mint, then he blows up. So it's that, but it's not because it's Bond's almost keeping the car up with his.
He gives it a good boot.
Yeah, so
it's good though. I like it.
It's really cold. It's really nasty, and it's like wow, Bond can do that sort of thing. And there's no. Is there a quip?
No, I think he says you dropped this.
Yeah.
Had no head for heights.
Melina's under the water.
That's right.
And Bond goes and meets her at the site.
She's doing some admin.
Yeah, it looks like she's kind of sweeping the floor.
Rearranging conches.
Hoovering. She's hoovering.
She's doing some aquatic hoovering.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
She's singing... but with bubbles coming out.
Bonzo, what a cuddly tune. Let's mix bubbles.
And they go back up and they try and figure out where the boat might have landed.
Yes.
Which they figure out because her dad's logbook is in a special kind of code.
That's right. Which is
he knows.
And the code, isn't the code like the theme tune to something?
Yes, it's the theme tune to Bergerac. Meow. The boat is here.
But the full tune, they just sit
the
and wait
boat
for
is
it
here. The boat is here.
It is here, I must say to you. The boat's still there. It hasn't gone anywhere.
Looking at his watch.
And then Jim! Oh, sorry, wrong bloody film. TV show, sorry.
And then right at the end, he goes, da, 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 da,
click
to the bottom of the water. Oh, we have to turn over. The boat is here. The boat is here.
Let's try something else. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, Inspector Gadget. Ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, ooh-hoo. Ta-ta-ta, the whole thing. Go, Gadget, go. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. Go. Oh, Christ, this is not working either. Let's try the Moomins far.
Sorry, Melina, I have to ask. Is your dad just recording himself singing songs?
Yes, he's quite a mad. Also, the code is 589. Why did you bloody say that? Been singing bloody TV themes for the last 4 hours. Mind you, it was quite good fun.
The boat is here, the boat is here.
The boat is here, 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 the boat is here. The boat is here. The boat's not there, it's here, I say. The boat is here, the boat is here, the boat is here. No? Okay.
So they go down in a submarine and then they get attacked by another submarine. This goes on for fucking ages.
Again...
Well, no, to be fair, they swim into the boat, they get the attack, and then that big robot suit with claws comes in.
Yeah, snappy.
And they put a bomb in it and blow it up.
Yeah. But it's not really...
It goes on
feels like a lack of peril and just tighten this whole sequence up. But no, it goes on for like 20 minutes, it seems.
And then they get attacked by another submarine with claws.
Yeah.
That gets pushed into the side, and then they come out, and Julian Glover and everybody are waiting for them up top.
Yeah, going, that was a waste of your time, wasn't it, James?
And then he turns to the camera and goes, and all yours.
And all yours. Yeah, so he's captured again.
Yeah.
And you're like, right, okay. Are you now going to do your sort of soliloquy about what your intentions are? No.
No. They get keel-hauled.
They do. Good thing is, he's sort of been through this before in Live and Let Die, so he sort of knows the score.
Yes.
Yeah. Plus, obviously, I'd imagine by this point, Roger Moore's veins are just literally 100% probably ethanol at this point. The amount of booze he's doing offset.
But he has that plan of going, every time they stop to turn around, they go down and tie the rope more around a rock.
Yes.
It goes on for fucking
and that,
ever.
again, is another sequence that goes on. And it's like they're trying to solve a little quiz or a riddle in the adventure game. Or it's like a 3-minute bloody lock-in in the Crystal Maze.
Yes.
Just come on!
Don't spend too much time thinking about it, though, Jim. I mean, the time does run out rather quickly. A minute left. A minute left, Jim.
But luckily, they swim down, they break through the rope, they swim down to where the site is and where Melina had left a scuba tank.
Yes.
So they're able to utilise that.
But it's full of helium, unfortunately.
I'm going to go in a minute. James Bond. But so Christatos looks down, sees they're not coming back up and says, well, they're dead. And he goes off.
Yeah, and then the film ends. Like, what? Yeah. And now it just keeps on going again.
Well, he goes and meets Q in a...
Yeah.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. That's putting it mildly, 007.
High five, 007. Not with those fucking catcher mitts.
Broke my hand last time. So
it would be like the end of Superman 2 if you shook Q's hand after he's gone inside. Crushing Bond's hand every time. It chucks him down a ravine.
So he teams up with Columbo.
Yes.
And they go to...
Just one more plot point.
Oh, I forgot to say earlier how they
Everyone
crack the
had
code.
fallen asleep.
When they come back after they've been keel-hauled and everyone gets away, the parrot, they don't know where they're going with the attack.
Right.
But the parrot overhears everyone saying St. Cyril's Monastery.
Yeah, it repeats it.
St. Cyril's Monastery?
Yeah.
So is a penis.
Bernie in.
Bernie Winters. Bernard Preslaw.
Bernie Prescott, Bernie Winters.
And then the bird joins in with the code thing, starts singing fucking...
Right, how about this one then? Bernie's there.
Oh, God, is this in the film as well? Now the bird has to do... We've already got it.
Got to have me money. Walk, walk. Give us a trill. I'm addicted.
What he should have done is picked up that parrot, shoved it in the raw grade opium. End of parrot.
Fuck me. Oh my God, it's full of stars.
You know who should have played that bird?
Who?
Orville.
Orville should definitely...
So they go to St. Cyril's Monastery with Columbo.
Right.
And his men. And they can't get up there, so Bond says, well, I don't know why, but he basically says, I can climb.
Bond goes, I tell you what, I'll make this as difficult as possible for me. Off I go.
Bond, climbs up. Using his
Again,
rope
forever
equipment.
and ever and ever.
It takes forever.
And there's a good bit of peril finally.
Where that guard keeps knocking out the
yeah, you sort of
pitons.
Piton or the pin or whatever they
piton,
are. Yeah,
piton.
The blue tack he's using.
Yeah, the blue. No, and finally they get up to the top where the Russians are coming down.
That's right.
To take the attack.
Yes.
And Christatos is up there to get it.
Yeah. And there's
a bit of fighting.
Fighty. Topple turns up with all his men. More fighty. Not particularly great.
Kriegler gets thrown out of a window with a block of stone.
Yeah, there's not much they can really do because
it's very
normally
small space.
in the other Bond films, because it's normally a massive underwater lair or volcano lair or floating palace. It looks so good when it all explodes, but this is just a big old lump of rock, so there's not much to do.
No.
And even the death of Christatos, it's all right. But
He gets a knife in the back, doesn't he?
There's a knife in the back, falls out a window.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then Columbo says he's being treated by Bibby, and he's like, she's all right, isn't she? And Bond's like, yeah, go for it, mate. She reminds me of, do you remember Get Shorty?
Yes.
There's a locker in Get Shorty that everybody can't go near because the police will get them. She's that locker.
She is.
Because at the end, Columbo's like, well, I'll have a go at this. And then suddenly all these police bust out of a van.
She's the gold in the briefcase in the Tarantino film. Is that what I think it is? Yeah, just don't even. Do not even. And then it just ends.
Well, no, we get Janet Brown.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it's Janet Brown as Thatcher.
Yeah. No, you see, we've just said, I think he's attempting re-entry, sir, which is wonderful. I mean...
And now we get a parrot talking dirty to the Prime Minister.
Yeah, and the Prime Minister liking it. We're patching you through live now. We haven't checked on anything, of course.
Give us a kiss.
Learned by our mistakes.
Oh,
And
Mr. Bond.
She thinks that's how James talks as well.
That's how he does talk.
Hello.
You know who Janet Brown was married to, don't you?
At the time.
It's a bit of a bookend for our episode.
Oh, go on.
Peter Butterworth.
Get away.
Honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Peter, we'd like your wife to be in the Bond film. How much should we pay her?
Pound. Per minute. Oh, hang on, that's a lot.
It's not, though.
No, it's not.
About 5 minutes.
So is that all, Peter? No. Pound of that heroin you got. All right.
And a pound of trill.
Pound of trill. That's amazing. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow. So they couldn't resist a comedy end.
No.
Even though they went for... But they did go for gritty realism.
They did.
But they also made
it's, again, talking of bookends, it's bookended by silliness.
Yeah.
You've got the wheelchair down the chimney, Thatcher being chatted up by a parrot.
And liking it.
Yeah, but in between that, it's all raw and gritty.
Yeah, but with two really fantastic sequences in it, but the rest quite superfluous and a bit sort of dull.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But, you know, Bill Conti.
Yeah, Bill Conti.
That's why I watch it.